There's been some new exciting changes up here. Current programs are the same, but we do have new staff and new partnerships. Previously, I worked as a rapid rehousing case manager under the ESG grant. I have been recently promoted as the housing coordinator. As the housing coordinator, I oversee the case managers for the current programs, which includes permanent housing and rapid rehousing. I monitor the files, make sure that all programs meet their required deadline and budget. I also oversee different supportive services. Our emergency solution grant provides rapid rehousing and prevention assistance to families in need. Our new case manager is Kayla Russi, and we are so excited to have her on board. Kayla has a background in psychology, and with her background, we do anticipate housing more families than before. From last year October to this year October, we successfully housed 89 families. Last year, SFBS served about 90 veteran households, which was above the 75 veteran households charged to be served by this grant. Services were provided through rapid rehousing, prevention, and soft touch case management. Our new case manager, Marika Balako, is also a veteran, and we are so excited to have her on board. Our current household targets for this grant year is 50, and we are on track to go way beyond our target 50 veterans households. MPHA grant was renewed for 2014-2015. Our case manager is Tiffany McKee, and she is doing an excellent job maintaining these units and establishing new units, filling them with chronically homeless individuals. Pine Grove Village has a new case manager, Shanika Cleveland, and we are excited to say that we are partnering with Mississippi Department of Mental Health through the CARBI grant. With this partnership, MUTEH is charged with providing permanent housing to chronically homeless males with a disabling condition. Mississippi Department for Mental Health is charged with providing intensive case management, supportive services, and connecting clients to mainstream services. Dawn Roberts, our former ESG caseworker, is now our peer support specialist. He will connect clients with employment and permanent housing. He will develop partnerships between employers and clients, and also landlords and clients. Letitia Powers, our fiscal officer assistant, handles day-to-day fiscal operations, including RSC and accounts payable. Cherise Scott, our administrative assistant, conducts intake on all new clients, as well as provides support to all administrative staff.
For the longest time, HMIS, the Homeless Management Information System, was a hindrance to case management and these program processes. We've tried to make our awards database helpful to case management. So before, where they were always having the obligation of putting in paper forms, then going back and entering into a database, we've tried to make it to where we've built forms into the database. We have case manager signatures allowed. We have e-signatures for clients to where they can take a phone, they can sign it, and it all happens in real time, and it just keeps that data collection component and streamlined with the case management. So we've made all these efforts to make it possible. It's helped as we've kind of gotten into different sectors and have different people now using the database, privately and publicly funded. But we look to the future now of making sure that everybody has all of the reporting capability that they need to stay in line with federal and statewide reports they have to complete, future requirements of the system. We're already adapting to that. About the Vulnerability Index, Service Prioritization Decision Assistance Tool, the VI SPDAT. Our vendor, Foothold Technology, built that into the system, so it's been available. They paid for the license, they got it in the system, and now we've been able to train folks on it. We can place it in certain places in the database so it fits in with maybe the program processes. But what it allows for every one of our programs that use awards, MUTEH Awards database, to get a score on every one of their clients. And so we're able to come along, kind of up their capacity without upping the burden. And so I feel like we kind of help transition people into a more modern era as far as communications and technology. As a part of the reporting that we do, we have a monthly data quality snapshot. When we first started, people were putting the bare minimum amount of data as rarely as possible. And since we've done our training, we've seen that, some of those elementary data quality requirements that we've had, people are easily excelling that. And so what we did was we decided we would focus on data quality. We'd still give that as a monthly snapshot so people get an idea of what's going on with their agency as far as their staff interaction with HMIS, both in data quality, but also the actual interaction, how often they log in and input data. Also, we went to a quarterly performance report that it measures what you say you're going to do versus what you're actually doing. And so it's also communicating those COC performance measurements that are talked about in the balance of state. And so people are constantly having communicated back to them how their agency is actually performing as communicated by their HMIS data. As far as the future goes for MUTE and our awards database, we really want to see this database spread as far as it can. The more data we get into the system, the more reports that we can pull out of it, and the more informed other people that use the system will be. And so in our own local level, we're looking and saying, it's making its way into these different governmental departments. It's making its way into the private sector. How can we begin to make this more useful and also continue that spread to where other people in the state of Mississippi are benefited by it, by using it, but also getting data out of it. So that's where our next task is, to continue looking to the future to see how we can grow the database and grow its effectiveness and how it can help the state of Mississippi.